pretty quiet. Coronal holes likely at too high a latitude to affect Earth. Active region is quiet as it's just the fields, no sunspots beneath them. The solar wind is calming as well. We took 2 coronal hole streams that were slow to onset and reached moderate intensity only. In purple you see the plasma speed has begun to come back down off its modest peak. Geomagnetic conditions are calm as well. But we did get a fun little sun-diving comet coming in over the last 48 hours. It is a Kreutz family comet, and it began breaking up and evaporating in the solar wind well before it made it to the corona. Up first in the articles is a new plan to bring the best computer programming to solar flare prediction and the prediction of the severity of solar storms. Excellent recognition in this article of both the major risk the sun presents, even more so now while Earth's magnetic field is weakening, and the ways they can try to spot patterns in sparse data and try to progress forward. MIT confusing the Quaternary Period with earlier epochs in Earth's history up next. Yes, the heating bias of the planet held firmly from about 66 million years ago all the way to about 5 million years ago. So yeah, the majority of that time period. But the problem with this is that since about 5 million years ago, and definitively in the last 2 or 3 million years, the Earth has utterly changed faces and has been repeating a glacial cycle very regularly for quite some time. This period gets different names like Quaternary or Pleistocene in the literature because it represents a completely different period and character of the planetary behavior. By the way, the Quaternary Period is the last 2.8 million years. It's made up of the Pleistocene and the Holocene, which flips at the last magnetic excursion, Gothenburg, about 12,000 years ago. Plasma cosmology fans, perk up a moment. We've seen dozens of papers on galactic plane alignments, galactic jet alignments, spin alignments, and what's really kept it from going 100% mainstream within the field is a lack of an explanation for what most dark matter proponents consider to be impossible. By the way, it's funny they think that way of actual observations while clinging to a thing they've spent $100 billion trying to find, with zero success. But anyway, we're talking about this paper, aren't we? These guys found a way to explain it, and yes, it's exactly what the majority of the alternative theorists have proposed. The intergalactic magnetic field. And oh, I shouldn't really be giving gold away like this to such a field of shillery, but dark matter scientists, you might do well to investigate whether those same fields are impacting the large-scale anisotropies in the density, expansion, magnetization, and early spin of the universe. Those other things giving you guys nightmares. Now, we're going to wrap our top story around the front and back of a peek at our letter in last night's video. Obviously, the title of this paper gets you in the door as an observer, and they are investigating the wide array of elements of Earth's magnetic field that are needed for biological life and which can provide challenges during things like a magnetic excursion. This was one of the main points